They said it was impossible. They said,
you can't put together the most elite team of comic book reviewers on the planet and do, a podcast or something like that?
Despite all that, today we can proudly announce... Yeah, they were right. We couldn't do it. So instead, we brought you the most vile, ignorant, unprofessional group of comic book enthusiasts we could find. This is Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic podcast.
Oh yeah, back again with another wonderful episode of Panel to Panel. My name's Josh, here today with good buddy Adam.
Good buddy Adam. That is I.
Indeed. And today we're talking about Darth Vader number 3, Trace.
Grand General Cooper.
Trois. Grand General fucking Rexy.
Grand General.
Oh, dude, well, General Hux, General Rex.
Yeah.
Damn, nice. We gotta hit the Duke, General Duke. Anyways.
Issue 3.
Issue 3. But before we get into it, if you want to hear all of our other shit, you can go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube, Game Rage Magazine. Also, if you like music, you can go listen to the All Gas No Trash Game Rage podcast about music. And you can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. Additionally, if you like the animes and the mangas, which, oh buddy, let me tell you, if you like mangas, well, if you like comics, you definitely like mangas. I mean, or you probably would like mangas. I don't know. It's the same thing, but it's just in Japanese and you read it from left to right or right to left instead of left to right. But anyways, if you want to hear us talk about that shit, you can go to the Anime Syndicate podcast. And you can follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast. And since you're here listening to us talk about Darth Vader, which means you probably like Star Wars, you should listen to the recently resurrected, never corrected Game Rage Star Wars podcast.
Yes, you've mastered the art of being a Force ghost through the arts of, it was Yoda, right? Yoda taught Qui-Gon Jinn or Qui-Gon Jinn?
No, Qui-Gon Jinn taught
Yoda, right?
Yeah.
But then it was passed on to Game Rage because...
Yes. He literally came to us and he was like, get down to you? And then he gave us a bunch of cocaine and now we can become Force ghosts. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and until we're free from our own Watto's grasp.
True.
And the way you can help us out of this is if you help Game Rage Magazine.
Yeah.
By follow, or subscription to one or many of the social media.
I mean, really, you might as well just do them all while you're at it.
Oh yeah, you might as well, to save us from the outer rim that is known as Earth.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Anyways, all right, let's get into it. Darth Vader number 3, and we have this fucking... I don't know, Dr. Aphra looks like she's trying to fuck on this picture. Like, she looks like an Instagram whore. Like, I don't know.
That's not me cooming. That's just, I don't know what to say.
Oh no, his pants are wet. He just nutted. But anyways, we got her. We got fucking Vader in the background, his helmet. We got evil C-3PO and R2-D2 on there.
Dark Side.
Oh.
Dark Side, Empire, Galactic Empire affiliated.
Oh yeah,
C-3PO.
And then we also got the variant cover, which looks like fucking him trying to instead of Luke, it's Dr. Aphra, and she's got the little fucking chip, and he's like, oh hey, let me help you up there, buddy.
Sometimes I question what happens on covers because that makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Because knowing what happens in this issue, it's
totally,
it's not relevant to anything.
No, it's not. It's funny nonetheless, but anyways, so in typical Game Rage panel to panel fashion, I will once again read the crawl in 1930s announcer guy voice. Book 1, Part 3, Vader. Turmoil has engulfed the Galactic Empire. After the destruction of the Death Star, the disgraced Sith Lord Darth Vader has been demoted by his master, only to have his control be taken by Grand General Tag. And when Vader discovered that a mole has been leaking information to pirate raiders, it was made clear to him that no person can be trusted. Unknown to Emperor Palpatine, but known to us. Wait, I fucked it up.
Oh, you
Unknown
fucked
to
it up.
Emperor Palpatine
You
and
bastard.
Tag, however, Vader is also quietly pursuing his own interests. The mysterious four-strong pilot who destroyed the Death Star and the identity of the stranger who is conspiring with the Emperor. But for this, he will need his own personal secret forces. I almost said, when it said Pirate Raiders, I almost said leaking information to pirate hookers. Like, I don't know why. I was like, oh, that doesn't say hookers. That says Raiders. All right.
Oh man, I don't know what's going on in your brain, but it's making me concerned.
I mean, you probably should be concerned. Anyways, we open up on a panel with, here we go. Good old introduction. And I will say, this is the first complete introduction of Dr. Aphra as a character in, I don't know about anything, but in comic books. This is her debut as Darth Vader #3.
Indeed.
And what's funny is we did a podcast with the original creator of what became Dr. Aphra.
The original concept.
The original concept of Dr. Aphra from Edward Erdelak. It's on Without Censor. You can go listen to Ed Erdelak's episode to hear him talk all about how he invented and created what became this bastardized version of his creation, which became Dr. Aphra.
Indeed.
Because he did write for Star Wars Magazine. He wrote for Star Wars. He did a lot of things. So you can go listen to that on Without Censor if you want to hear that story about how he's the true, real creator, essentially, of this. Fuck the man. Fuck the system. But anyways, so we get Dr. Aphra rolled up in here, and she's basically doing some like fucking Ocean's 11 heist shit right here, and Mission Impossible type stuff. She's on the Quarantine World 3 in I don't know how to say that word. Caladean space. And she walks in and she's like, oh man, I'm sure it's perfectly safe just to walk across this room. Oh, wait a minute. Go ahead.
I don't know why they opened with her pointing her cheeks, pointing out at us.
Oh, her ass cheeks?
Yeah,
Because
like,
she's an Instagram thought. That's why. I mean, look, she is caked up. I mean, look at that. You would think from this picture right here, like, she does not look like an individual who would be caked up, as they say.
I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's strange that they opened with the first panel just saying, And
then her ass.
She's turned around for some reason, but anyways, she is quite the verbose speaker, as we come to learn. And I have an observation to make after we make our way through the issue.
Okay. So she says, oh, you know what? I want to get a second opinion from my own personal friend that I call the Antique Stealth Microdroid Dust. And then she just fucking blows this dust. And then it zooms in and it's these little tiny fucking droids. And they go in and they basically highlight all the little fucking, like, oh, look, here's the little lasers, the invisible lasers and stuff. And so she goes crawling through, gets into the safe, finds whatever the fuck she's looking for, and she says, well, hello, 000 personality matrix. You are looking delightful this evening. And she clips it out, takes it, stares at it, says, all right, careful. She's crawling. Okay, this is what's funny. She's crawling back through the lasers, right? And what sets off the laser? Her ass sets off the fucking laser. Her giant ass is what trips the alarm. That's fucking hilarious. I don't know if that was intentional on their part, but it's funny. And then she basically just goes, son of a bitch.
My cheeks.
Yeah. My cheeks set off the alarm. And so then she starts hauling ass out of there, running. There's all kinds of shit shooting at her. Lasers, all kinds of nonsense. And then what does she fucking have rolling up behind her? A goddamn fucking droidica. So she's running, hauling ass out of there just as this fucking droidica's about to get there. And look, we get another fucking weird, like,
I don't know, man.
shot, man. It's like
Salvador LaRocca being like extra questionable with some of these
panels.
positions and poses. Because we get to the next two panels and I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
That is very strange the way they have her positioned in these panels, man. Like, I don't know. But basically, she's like, oh, thank God I got away. And then, of course, in typical Star Wars fashion, oh, nope, you actually just fell right into my trap. Ha And there's a bunch of fucking B-2 super battle droids fucking chilling around. And they're all pointing their fucking wrist rocket launchers at her. And she goes like, what's this guy's name? Utani Zane. And she's like, oh, hey there, Utani Zane. I didn't know you worked here. Like, not surprised though. And he says, I am equally unsurprised to find you setting off alarms. There's a reason why this has been quarantined for centuries. And so she's basically just like, this is the literal Indiana Jones lines of like, no man, this should be in the hands of archivists or this should be in the hands of scientists, not left for you to be not observed and to be hidden. Meh. And so then he says, yeah, that may be true, but you should be in prison, bitch. Again, for the 15th time. And hopefully it'll stick this time. And the battle droids are like, Curator Utani Zane, because those battle droids talk fucking weird. But,
Roger.
And he tells them there's an incoming fighter. And who is it? It's the goddamn fucking Darth Vader and his fucking TIE Advanced. Rolling up like a boss. Just fucking rolling in, popping on board. And this fucking guy, this Utani Zane guy has the audacity to say, Lord Vader, this is a quarantined world. Treaties clearly state. And Vader just pulls his hand up and says, enough. And just blasts all those fucking droids right out of there. Or a couple of them out of there. And ignites his lightsaber, and they just start shooting at him, and he's like, good. Fuck, cuts him down. Fucks him up. And then here's another fucking caked up shot of fucking Dr. Aphra again. Very strange. She's going to get the chip back. It ends up dropping and going off of this cliff, or like this, not a cliff. What is it? Like a platform. And so Vader's like, oh, that's kind of need that lady. I'm here for her. He's here for the chip. I don't know what the fuck he's here for. She grabs the chip. Vader fucking just stabs this dude right in the back with his lightsaber. I don't know if it looks like he stabs him, but I don't know if he actually does. Maybe he's just, I don't know. Well, touching him would fucking burn the shit out of him anyways. And so Vader rolls up as she's hanging on and barely, like, it looks like she's about to fall, and he says, Dr. Aphra, I have need of you. And then he puts his fucking hand out like he's gonna help her up or whatever.
This feels reminiscent of episode 5. This particular scene, but different context, different situation. Different situation, but her ship,
oh man,
for me, it gives me Millennium Falcon / Slave One.
Yeah, it looks cool as shit. And then, like you had said,
it has Ahsoka's like pattern on her whatever.
Yeah,
hair.
it's the Togruta race. That's what they are. They're Togruta. They all have these like markings or whatever on them.
Yeah,
and it kind of looks like that, which is pretty fucking cool. Then this is called the Archangel. And dude, this is Dr. Aphra. Just obviously, she's like
ball washing Vader.
Welcome aboard the Archangel, Sir Darth Vader. Big fan, huge. Listen, Darth Vader, I'm your biggest fan. You are the biggest. You are the largest Sith Lord on the planet. I mean, you're amazing. You're wonderful.
Some say you're the biggest Sith Lord in the galaxy.
You're the biggest Sith Lord of all time. That there hasn't been a Sith Lord larger than you, my friend. And so he says, this is some private business, and I blew up some of your recently reactivated droids, and I'd say I was quite impressed by them. And she says, oh, thank you, Mr. Lord Vader. And then she says, sir, your majesty, your illustriousness, honestly, no idea. I'm a rogue scientist. I'm a rogue archaeologist, not a protocol droid. Getting the right protocol droid is the reason I was here, actually. And she says, how did you find me anyway? And then it's like this fucking, it's like a flashback of him torturing people and fucking killing everybody. He throws an IG droid off of a goddamn platform in like Cloud City or some shit. And then he's just fucking everybody up. And then it goes back to showing his helmet, and then she just says, actually, I don't want to know, do I? And he's like, yeah, probably not. So then she's talking about how this thing that she got is the 000 protocol personality matrix. And it had some bugs. It was a twitchy coupling. It was a neurocybernetic glitches. It had, drained organics to collect there's just a couple things wrong with it. And she says, but it speaks languages that no one else speaks, and that's what I need. Problem is, it's code locked. I'll need a few hours to break in so I can set that to work, and then see what I can do to help you. Then he walks up and she's like, "What are you doing?" And he just fucking like waves. He's like, and she's like, "You unlocked it. You didn't have the codes. How the fuck did you do that?" And she says, "Man, you are even more interesting than I could have hoped for, Sir Vader." And then he just says, "Lord Vader, continue." Okay, give me a second to get this in. And then she puts it in what's now going to become evil C-3PO, which is funny because isn't that fucking thing that they put in C-3PO? It turned his eyes red. It was something that was like the ancient Sith language, right?
I don't fucking remember.
From episode 9. I feel like they ripped this shit. I feel like they ripped this off and used it in the movie. Because I don't think that movie came, because this came out in 2015. Man, how fucked would that be? They were ripping shit out of the comics to be like, oh God, what do we put? Red-eyed C-3PO. They did it in one of these comics. Let's put it in there.
Oh, you know what? Let's just put everything that was made pre-2016. When did the first sequel?
I think it was 2014 was when the first one came out, but let me double check. Sequel
trilogy, first movie, Force Awakens. When did that come out? 2017?
Release dates.
Wait, that's ambitious.
Okay, 2015 was The Force Awakens, 2017 was The Last Jedi, and 2019 was The Rise of Skywalker.
So they came out simultaneously, like, let's not make anything canon post 2014 or some shit, or rather pre-2014, so we could steal all the shit and put in the movies.
Yeah, which is basically what they did. Man, that's lazy. So then anyways, you get this fucking protocol droid, he wakes up, and I imagine he talks just like C-3PO. Oh, hello. And his name is 000 or 000. Says he's a protocol droid. He says, specialized in etiquette, customs, translation, and torture. Charmed to meet you, sir. Or charmed to meet you, I'm sure. And then she tells it to override the imprint master on all individuals present. Codename Afra and codename Vader. And he says, better not shake hands then. May route a fatal shock through my palm. Old habits die hard and all that. That'd be great if he actually talked like this, like the 1930s announcer guy.
Yeah.
And he says, and in my experience, they certainly die harder than most organics, ma'am. As there's no one here to murder presently, how may I be of assistance? And she says, hey, tell this motherfucker to wake up. And it's like another robot or a droid. And he says, Vader's like, all this for a fucking astromech? Jesus Christ. So she says, this is a BT-1, a blastomech prototype. Does enough to pass as an astro, but it's primarily a cover. It's a specialized assassin droid, man. It's an astromech assassin droid. She says, sadly, it's entirely homicidal. Wiped out its Tarkin initiative base before setting the place to self-destruct and jettisoning itself into space. I found it, fitted with some stronger behavioral inhibitors, but can't get it to wake up. Its core identity only speaks the R&D language of the base. That disappeared along with it. And so this dude's like, and I was also a product of the good Sir Tarkin's initiative. And so am entirely fluent with all internal test languages. That is a wonderful plan, Mistress Alpha, or Afra. And then she says, well, then get the dumpy gun boy up and about there, fella. And so he literally just goes, BT-1, wake up. And then it goes, bleep. And then this giant eye turns fucking red. And it just fucking pulls out all his fucking guns and his flamethrowers, his missile launchers. Dude, he's got fucking 2 flamethrowers down here. He's got all these missiles. He's got a missile pod.
His fucking dick is a flamethrower.
Yeah, his dick is a flamethrower. He's got a literal chain gun attached to the top of him.
It's
Vader turns on his lightsaber. He's like, what the fuck? And this guy's like, no, BT-1, you can't do that, man. These are our masters. And then he's like, and also, who would clean up this mess? Because we're not going to do it. And so then Afra, he stands down, and then Afra's like in the corner, just like fucking with her head between her legs. saying, well, that's another activation survived, but who am I talking to? This must be a quiet day for you, fitting in a meeting with me before getting back to your busy schedule of applying a jackboot to the throat of the rebels, huh? And the reason I'm reading her lines is because Vader says it right here. He says, you are overly fond of speaking. And then she says, I'm nervous. I make my living reactivating weapons like this pair, and you make me nervous. There's something about tall, dark, and able to kill me guys that makes a girl nervous. What do you want from me? And he says, there was a time I had armies at my beck and call, which is true. That time has passed, which is also true.
Yeah.
And he says, I need resources of my own, private resources. And she says, I was abstractly meant to be delivering these two to the droid Gotra. They had another mission lined up. But you're my next mission, aren't you? And the next, and the next, and the next. You're what I've been looking for all my life, is what she tells him. And she says, whoa, just gave me the shivers. Then these are yours. What else do you need? And Vader says, I need troops of unquestioning loyalty. Oh, yeah, I get it. You know, who would want a phalanx of carefully restored battle droids? And so she says, I know where to find them. The droid Gotra wanted me to recover an unusual droid factory. It's under close watch by you Imperials, plus not exactly friendly locals. Best bet? How do you feel about a secret mission to Geonosis, Lord Vader? And he's just like staring at her, and he's like, you can tell he's like, fucking Geonosis, like a fucking sand, another sand. I hate sand. I hate fucking Geonosis. I hate those bugs that live there. He's like, I have no feelings regarding Geonosis. Which is so funny because he clearly has an issue.
I feel like they should have thrown in just an extra, because they went through the length of, or rather, they went through the effort of showing all the panels of how he pieced together where Dr. Aphra. Why not go the extra mile and just give us like one panel of his experiences in Geonosis?
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, just one panel.
And she says, oh, good, we got to move, and I won't let you down. And he says, wise, Aphra, that would be a mistake. Don't fail me again.
Yeah, because we all know what happens when you don't fulfill Vader's wishes. You end up...
You get dead.
You end up in the can and dead.
And we got the cover of the next issue, which is Vader surrounded by a bunch of fucking battle droids, man. Looks so cool. I cannot wait to read the next fucking issue number 4.
I don't think it was necessary. I know, for the sake of the story, Dr. Aphra, as Vader pointed out, she's quite wordy.
Oh, yeah. I think that's
with her speech, which is, I'm just like, on the meta level, I'm like, I don't know if I need to hear that. I feel like they just did that because, well, Vader is not quite as verbose and more on the curt side of saying things. So it's like, we need to put in another character to counter him, to carry the conversations and move the story along.
Yeah.
So let's get this Dr. Aphra character rolling so we can launch this new book called Dr. Aphra, and we can introduce her on this new comic of Darth Vader.
yes. We will put this. We will get the hype rolling, and then we'll say, she's been a good part of this new Darth Vader, and people liked it. Let's make her own comic.
Do not fail me again, Disney.
Yeah, that's fucking. I think you're right about that. I think that's absolutely
on the meta level. Like you just know the writer was like, fuck, we gotta shoehorn somebody else in there.
Like there's no dialogue, man. Whenever Vader's doing shit, he says like 3 words. Like fuck, we gotta like. I mean, they're all powerful and impactful, and I kind of do appreciate that they didn't bastardize Vader by just making him talk more for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
I like that they stuck to. Vader is curt. He says very short things. They're all, and the reason, I don't know if it's the reason why he does it, but when Vader speaks, it is powerful every time because he doesn't speak a lot.
My ninja has an aura about him.
Indeed.
And he needs to carry about that.
True story. So, anyways, man, this one turned out to be like, this turned out to be so good, man. These two, Darth Vader and fucking V for Vendetta.
Oh, yeah. I definitely think these, I mean, what can you really expect from comic books as far as like Star Wars go, right? You expect, maybe a little something interesting will happen, but it's really inconsequential to the trilogies.
Yeah.
Whether that's prequel, sequel, original. you don't imagine that they'll contribute a whole lot. But like I said, dude, it makes the characters more refined, especially General Tag. I mean, dude, if I watch episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and after reading this shit, my perspective has changed now because of this book.
Oh yeah,
for
definitely.
Grand General Tag, dude, it's great.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking excellent. So I'm in favor of it. I'm glad we decided to take a break from the superhero shit. Also, I did want to tell you, there is another comic that I want to throw in, to the rotation here. I don't know how long it's going for, but it just came out.
What is it?
It's Aliens versus Avengers, and it's
Aliens
the alien
versus-
from like Aliens.
The Xenomorphs?
The Xenomorphs versus the Avengers. Like the one cover, I think has like the Hulk with a face hugger on him, and like I'm kind of fucking interested to see what the fuck. This has my interest, and it just I think the first issue just came out like this week. So,
But those come out on a monthly basis.
right, that's what I'm saying. Like we can just add it like and do it as it comes out because it hasn't. You know what I'm saying?
All right. There was also, I don't know when it comes out, but it's also going to be one of those situations where it's a monthly book, if I'm not mistaken. But for the 19th billionth time, DC is possibly restarting the universe again with this new. There's another blockbuster event, and it's called All In. And it's got this weird fucking, it's got this weird version of Darkseid where he has one hand that's a hatchet or an axe. And I don't really know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of interested just to see what's going on with DC because we've been on about Marvel for quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
So I just want to see what it's about. So I don't know how we would do that one. Like, do we just, as it comes out, or should we just wait until it's finished and then do it?
I don't know, man. Fuck, we should just do it as it comes out. That seems like the way to do it, and then we can it'll just be one at a time. As soon as it comes out, we just fucking have it, you know?
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool. I'm down to do that.
All right,
Why are these
well-
pages not loading?
Anyways, I think what's also, just to quickly mention this, I think we're also going to end up blowing through what we were planning to do was read 5 issues of the V for Vendetta and Darth Vader book. So we're already, I think we're planning to do 2 each of
A week, yeah.
A week,
I think
so-
we're gonna blow through the whole. I think we're just gonna do the whole 10 issues or the whole. Well, for V for Vendetta, maybe, I don't know. Or do you want to do 5 and then?
Well, I think this is kind of good. Like the 2.5 weeks that we.
It's like a break, yeah.
The 2.5 weeks that we finish the 5 issues for Vader and V for Vendetta, and we just go right back to doing.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so then we'll do a couple more issues. We got 2 more issues left of V for Vendetta and Vader, and then we're gonna go back to Hulk and Daredevil, Mortal Hulk and Daredevil.
Yep.
And then one of the episodes is going to be this Aliens versus Avengers. Like we're going to do the first issue
Okay.
because it just came out like literally I think at the end of August. Because it just came out. So
Aliens versus
yeah,
Avengers.
the cover's cool. Well, whatever. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on when we do the episode.
Okay.
So, anyways, all right. Well, you got anything else to add?
No, this has been a real joy to break away from the monotony of superheroes and to have these beloved characters such as Darth Vader.
Yes, good buddy Darth Vader.
And V for Vendetta, man, especially with the current political climate, is quite fitting for the current times, I will say.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, thanks for watching. You all know the plugs. Go to Instagram.
Game Rage, yep.
Well, you can
Go to GameRageMagazine.com. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. YouTube, Game Rage Magazine. Follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official and go listen to All Gas No Trash the podcast. Follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast and go listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast. Also, go listen to Game Rage Star Wars. Give it a shot. You gotta give us a shot. We don't have the soundbite, but anyways,
You can just imagine it.
you can just imagine it in your head. Anyways, all right, that's it for us. Catch you guys on the next one.
That was Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic book podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to know more and follow along, go to Instagram and TikTok. Follow at Game Rage Magazine. If you want to follow on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Tune in next time.